All right, let's play chemical detective today. Our mission, if you choose to accept it, is to uncover the secret identities of two of the most common substances all around us, acids and bases. So, let's kick things off with a little puzzle. Picture three identical glasses, each filled with a clear liquid. One is just harmless water. Another is vinegar. And the third, a really powerful, maybe even dangerous cleaning solution. You can't tell them apart just by looking, but you can bet that getting them wrong would have very, very different outcomes. So, how do we figure out what's what?
And that's really the heart of our investigation, isn't it? When you're dealing with chemicals, what you see is almost never what you get. Misidentifying something could be totally fine, or it could be a really big deal. Their secrets are just hiding in plain sight.
So, how do we crack the case? How do we reveal these invisible identities? Well, like any good detective, we're going to need the right tools to start gathering some clues. And the absolute star of our detective kit is something called an acid-base indicator. You can think of it like a chemical informant. It's this special substance that literally changes color the second it touches an acid or a base. It instantly blows their cover, and it's the key to cracking this whole case. Okay, so our first tool is a total classic. You probably remember it from science class, litmus paper. This is going to be our first clue, a really simple test that can lead to a big reveal. You know, the power of the litmus test is just how simple it is. It gives you a straight yes or no answer, no messing around. You dip a blue litmus paper into a liquid, and if it turns red, boom, you found an acid. Dip a red one in, and if it flips to blue, you've got yourself a base. It's a quick, decisive first clue. But any good detective always wants more detail, right? The litmus test is awesome for a quick ID, but it leaves us with a pretty critical question. Is this a weak acid, like the citric acid in an orange? Or is it a dangerously strong one, like the acid inside a car battery? Litmus paper can't tell us the difference. So, how do we get more specific evidence? To get that next level of detail, we have to go beyond a simple red or blue answer. We need a whole spectrum of evidence. It's time to learn how to read the chemical rainbow. And that spectrum is measured using the pH scale. This is our detective's master key. It's a really precise scale that goes from 0 to 14, and it measures the strength of an acid or a base. Anything below a 7 is acidic. 7 is perfectly neutral, think pure water, and anything above 7 is basic. So, you can see our detective's toolkit has different levels. We start with litmus paper for a basic acid or base question. We can upgrade to pH paper for a bit more color detail. But for the full story, the complete chemical profile, we need our most powerful tool, the universal indicator. And this is what makes the universal indicator so cool. Instead of just one color change, it shows us a whole rainbow. A deep red tells you it's a very strong acid, while a yellow means it's a weaker one. Green is our neutral zone. And as we start to move into blues and deep purples, we're getting into the territory of strong bases. Each color actually corresponds to a specific number on that pH scale. So, upgrading from litmus to a universal indicator is kind of like going from a rough police sketch to a high-resolution photograph. The advanced indicators don't just tell you what you're looking at, they tell you how strong it is. And that's the difference between knowing you're handling orange juice versus car battery acid. Trust me, in chemistry, strength is everything.
All right, now that we know how to identify our targets, let's build a proper profile for our two main suspects. What are their defining characteristics? What makes them tick?
First up, acids. Their calling card is a sour taste, like lemons or vinegar, and they always have a pH less than 7. They can be corrosive, and their signature move is turning that blue litmus paper red. That's the acid profile in a nutshell. Next up, the bases. They're the chemical opposites of acids. They have a pH greater than 7, they often taste bitter, and they feel kind of slippery or soapy to the touch, just like soap does. They pull the reverse litmus trick, turning red paper blue, and they have this one unique ability. They can actually neutralize acids, reacting with them to pretty much cancel each other out, leaving behind just simple salt and water. So why does any of this detective work actually matter outside of a chemistry lab? Because these chemical suspects, they aren't just hiding in beakers. They are in your house, in your food, and even inside your own body. Seriously, just take a look around you. That powerful hydrochloric acid in your stomach that's digesting your food right now, that's an acid. The vinegar in your salad dressing, also an acid. And on the flip side, the soap you wash with and those powerful cleaners you keep under the sink, yep, those are bases.
Understanding them helps us use them safely and effectively every single day.
So our case is closed. We've got the tools and we've got the profiles to identify all those chemical secrets hiding in plain sight. Which really just leaves us with one final thought. Now that you can crack the code, what kind of chemical mysteries are just waiting to be solved in your own home?